Hello everybody, I'm Thomas and welcome back to the 20th video of this series in which I'll be playing through the Hadrian's Wall solo campaign. Today I'll be attempting the penultimate fort, Fort 15 Kagabata. The description reads, Kagabata was a small fort built on a hill to guard the southern end of the Solway Fords. For the fort goals, I have to draw an additional fate card during each picked invasion. This time I cannot build the large granary, so that should be interesting. For the fort goals, I have to have no disdain at the game's end, and for the challenge, I have to have 50 plus victory points. Since I was able to beat the fort last time on the first try, I got my bonuses all ready to go, so let's go ahead and just get started. So let's see what my supply card is. Okay, that's that. And then my two path card options are either completed wall guard section or completed cohorts. Wall guard section will definitely be easier because cohorts, I'm not going to have access to any of these cohorts over here, so I'm probably not going to be able to complete any. It's normally a tough thing for me to do since I like having my cohorts kind of evenly spread out. So I'm going to go with wall guard section. That seems like the move for this fort. I'm going to have to keep that in mind that if I can't build a large granary, I'm not going to be able to get like large buildings as easily. I'm not going to be able to get cohorts as easily. I'm going to miss out on some mining production. I'm not going to be able to build the whole wall section, the wall guard. It's gonna be a struggle, but I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. So I get a resource for my resource production, and with that, we're on our way with year number one. Start out by doing the old classic, just throwing a builder onto the fort to get that going. And I'll go ahead and spend a resource on the wall to get a civilian. I'll spend these 3 soldiers on the wall guard to get 2 cohorts and a discipline. For the cohorts, I will go with the left one and the center one. Then I will go ahead and spend both builders on the fort over here. So I will spend 1 civilian down here on patricians. That will get me a resource. I will spend both of those resources on the wall, and that will get me a civilian. Because then I can spend that civilian on this track to get a builder, which I will put onto the fort and get myself a civilian back. I will then spend a civilian on the priest track, getting myself a servant, where I will put them on mining and foresting. Spend my other servant on mining and foresting, which will get me some resource production along with a resource. Because then, now that I got my resource, I can spend that on the wall and get myself a little bit of renown, but mainly another cohort to fill in. So I got the right one to fill in. I will spend 1 civilian down here on patrician's track. The other civilian I will spend on the performer's track to get a builder. I will spend the builder on the fort. I will then take this soldier and do some scouting. Because I'm level 2 now, I can do some scouting, and I will just go with the top corner so I can get a resource and a servant. Because then I can spend that resource on the wall and get myself a civilian. I guess I could do the old spend a civilian on the patrician's track, get a soldier, put the soldier on the fort, and get a civilian back. And at this point, I will spend this civilian on this track, and then spend the servant up here on mining and foresting. And with that, done with year number 1, we're gonna have 2 picks attacking. We'll have to see how this goes. So 2 picks, I got 1 at each cohort, so not feeling too great. We'll see. We got right and center, sitting pretty good. All right, so after that battle, I get myself 1 Valor. Let's see what my next supply card is. All right, put that over there, and then see what my 2 path cards are. Collected goods or total gladiator strength. Oh boy, I don't like either of these. So I'll probably go with, collected goods. I think that's generally easier than gladiator strength, and maybe I'll also focus resource production a little bit and work on the trader's track. Who knows? But I'll get myself a servant and a resource from this card, and then my board gets me 2 resources. With that all out of the way, we're on our way with year number 2. I might try to also go for the priest track a bit more, just because the favors will probably help since I'm not going to get as many cohorts up here to protect against the picks. I could use diplomats this game. I'm not forbid to, but I'm not the biggest diplomat fan because they're normally not the easiest to get. I mean, you need a servant, a soldier, and 2 resources. Like, I don't know. So I think first thing I'll do is spend a servant, a builder, and a resource to go ahead and build this small hotel and get myself a civilian. I will then spend both of these soldiers up here on the wall guard. First gets me nothing, the next gets me a little bit of discipline. So I will spend 1 civilian down here on the priest track. I will spend 1 up on the trader's track and get myself a servant. Yeah, I think the best move is doing I think the best move is actually doing a form, and, well, maybe not. Yeah, I guess I could, because I could basically do a form with both of those servants, and was it tier 2 for a builder. Use the builder on the fort, right? And then that will get me some discipline, which gets me another builder back. I can use that new builder on the training grounds for the wall guards. So send them there, and I can fill in another cohort that way, which I will go with, I suppose, the center one. If only there was a way for me to get just one resource, then I could finish off the Sippy and the wall sections. I think the best course of action, I don't really know, to be honest. I suppose I'll go down the trader's track, since I need to probably at next year start building the market and actually worrying about that. But until that time comes, I will do some other stuff. I'll spend 2 resources on the wall, and I can fill in another cohort. I will go with the left one. And then I'll spend my last 2 resources, I guess, on this Sippy, not really getting anything from it, but whatever. End of the year, 3 picks attacking. So 3 picks attacking, I'm sitting at 2, 2, and 1, so not great. We'll see how this goes. We got center, that's a good start. Let's see a left. Right, not what I wanted to see, and center, not bad. So after fighting off those picks, I get 2 Valor, which does get me a soldier to start for next year. All right, let's see what my next supply card is. Not too bad. And then what are my path cards? Wall sections or constructed landmarks. See, this is kind of another weird one, because wall sections I'm going to be able to do max 2, but it'll probably be a lot easier than landmarks. So I will go ahead and do that. That will get me 2 extra resources, which I do desperately need, because I get 2 from that, and then my resource production only gets me 2. It's not bad. It's not great. And then I get a civilian from my hotel. With that, we're on our way with year number 3. I mean, one first thing I'm going to do this year is build the medium granary. This is the last granary I guess I can build, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just, so I don't forget, cross out the whole large granary. Oh, that's weird. That's really weird. But I guess, you know, I can't build over there. I'll at least spend 1 resource on the Sippy, get myself a cohort, and I'll go with the right. So now I got 2 at each. I could spend the other 3 on a workshop. I don't know if that would be the best. I really should work on like the market or something else. I will spend a civilian down here on the patrician's track. That'll get me a bit of renown. And then I will spend a soldier to do a bit of scouting. And I will just go on the right-hand column here to get myself 2 resources. I will then spend 3 resources to build the small workshop. And that will get me a builder. I will spend that civilian over here on the trader's track, which gets me a builder. I'll go ahead and spend that builder on the fort, so I get a civilian back. Okay, I'm gonna try to build the market this year. That's one thing I want to try to do. It's not gonna be the easiest thing. It's not the cheapest thing to do, but it's something I can do now, so I might as well do it by spending a civilian there, and then spending the 2 resources, a servant and a builder, to go ahead and build the market, which does get me a little bit of renown, which does get me a civilian back. Okay, I think I see a play here. So I'm gonna spend the builder on the fort, spend the soldier on the fort, get myself a civilian, then spend this resource on the Sippy, get myself another civilian. Okay. Then I spend all 3 civilians on the priest track. So I get 2 servants and some piety. And I'll spend both servants up on mining and foresting to boost my resource production, which is one of the main things I want to do. I have a resource now, which I will go and immediately spend over here on the market. I'm gonna draw a card instead of choosing that card, right? That's something I can do. So I get item number 1. That's like the most common, I think, is how it works, but whatever. I had an item 2, 2, or 2 to choose from up there. So that's it for this year. We're gonna have 5 picks attacking. So 5 picks attacking. I'm sitting at 2, 2, and 2 with my cohort. So I'm almost guaranteed. I think one's gonna get through, but we'll be lucky if not. So we got center, right? Come on, let's see the left. Okay, so far so good. Right, so just not another right. It's a center. That is really surprising. So after that battle, I get myself 2 Valor. Let's see what my next supply card is here. Okay, Then let's see what my 2 path card options are. So either complete citizen tracks or filled temples. Oh boy, probably citizen tracks because I'm not really going for temples. I know I talked about it earlier, but I haven't even started. I think citizen tracks will just generally be easier, especially because I'll have less resources to spend on the large greenery. I guess I could use that same logic to think I would fill the temples up then. Maybe I actually will go for temples. Maybe this is a bad idea to switch this out, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm locking in my answer. I'm getting my servant and civilian from this card. Then I get 3 resources. Okay, then I have my small hotel, which gets me a civilian, my small workshop, which gets me a builder. And with that, we're on our way with year number 4. Well, first thing I will do is immediately spend 2 civilians over here on this track. First will get me a soldier, and the next will get me just a little bit of discipline. Because now that I'm level 4 over here, I can spend 2 servants, a builder, and 2 resources to build the courthouse and get myself a little bit of renown. Which then I could go ahead and use the first courthouse ability, so I will get myself a servant. I will spend all 3 soldiers up here on the wall guard. First gets me nothing, the next gets me a little bit of discipline, and the last I can fill in a cohort, which I will go with, I guess, the left one, getting myself a little bit more discipline, which does get me a builder. I will spend a civilian and a servant up here to build the small precinct. I probably should have did that earlier, to be honest. I kind of forgot I had the ability to, so I'll get myself a resource production along with a resource. I will spend a builder down here on the fort mainly, so I can spend all 4 of my resources on the wall. Hopefully that's a good idea. First gets me a little bit of renown. Second gets me a civilian. Third gets me nothing. Let me grab my civilian before I forget. And the last one gets me a little bit of renown, which does get me a second civilian along with a cohort I can fill in up top. I will probably go with, looking pretty equal, I will go with the center, which does get me a little bit more discipline. I will spend a civilian up here on the trader's track to get myself a resource, and then immediately spend that resource to do some shopping at the market. I'm going to draw from the deck. I get item number 1 again. So last time I should have got some renown for getting that item. I don't think I did that. So that was that. I got another same item, but whatever. So then I would go ahead and spend this builder on the fort and get myself another civilian. Okay, this could be kind of fun. So I'll spend 2 civilians up here on the trader's track and get myself a builder, because then I can spend that civilian down here on this track, get myself a second builder, and then spend both builders on the fort. The first gets me nothing. The next I will get a little bit of discipline, but mainly I get a cohort, so I can fill in the right one, get myself some more discipline, and get another builder back. Which then I will use the courthouse ability to swap this builder out for 2 servants, and then use both of those servants up here on mining and foresting. And with that, that'll be the end of the year. We're gonna have 7 picks attacking. Okay, 7 picks. I got 3 at each cohort. Let's see how this goes. We got right, left, right, left. See some center, left. So no more can hit left. Okay, 1 broke through, 2 broke through. So fun. 2 broke through, unfortunately, but I still do get a little bit of valor. So I do get a soldier, but I am also taking 2 disdain. Let's go ahead and see what my next supply card is here. All right, let's see what my 2 path card options are. Large buildings or final disdain. I'm gonna go with final disdain just because it's gonna be a little bit easier for this fort, I think. I get myself a builder and a resource, and I get 4 resources. All right, then I get a civilian because of my hotel, a builder because of my small workshop, and with that, we're on our way with year number 5. I think first thing I will go ahead and do is use the courthouse to grab myself an extra servant. So I guess also probably one of the first things I'll do is spend 2 servants, a builder, 2 resources to build the baths. That will get me a bit of renown, and then I will spend 2 resources in the baths. It's year 5 to get rid of both of my disdains that I have, but at least I'm all cleared out for now. So hopefully I'm gonna just try to focus on cohorts and favors a little bit. And before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and spend 1 resource to get that number 2 item from the market. That'll get me a bit of renown, which does get me a civilian back. So I think the next thing I'll do is go ahead and spend a builder, a servant, and a resource to build the small temples. Get myself some piety, which gets myself a servant. I'll spend that servant to fill the first part of the temple, and spend a civilian to fill the next part of it, and get some piety, and also a favor, which should help out quite a bit. I'll spend this servant then up here on mining and foresting to get myself a little bit more resource production and a resource. I'll spend 2 civilians on this track. The first will get me a little bit of discipline, and the next will get me a soldier. I will then spend this civilian down here on the patricians, which will get me a resource. I will then spend all 3 of these soldiers up here on the wall guard. The first will get me nothing, the next will get me a little bit of discipline, and the last will let me fill in a cohort, which I will go with... They're looking pretty equal at this point, so I'll go with the center, I suppose. Yeah, since I'm level 7 at the courthouse, I can use the courthouse ability twice to basically get myself a servant. And then I'll go ahead and build the medium temple. Spending all that stuff, getting some piety, and with that, we'll be done with the year number 5. 9 picks are going to be attacking. So 9 picks attacking. I'm sitting at 3, 4, and 3. So I have 10, and there's 9 attacking. I do have a favor. I do have that. So maybe this will go all right. Maybe. We got left. Right, come on, let's see a center. Let's keep this even. Okay, another left. They hit lots left last time, so hopefully they won't do it again. Right, okay, this is looking okay. Come on, we just need more center. So no more can hit left or else they'll break through. Let's see what this last one is. It is a center. That worked out good. None got through. So because of that, I get myself 3 Valor, which does get me a soldier to start for this last year, and no disdain. All right, let's see what my final supply card is. All right, and then my final 2 path cards, resource production or completed scout columns. Yeah, I'll go with resource production. I think that'll be a little bit easier. I just have to build the medium precinct to get the 2 VP for that. So I get the soldier, and then I have 5 resources. Okay, then I get my civilian for my small hotel, a builder from my small workshop. We're on our way with the final year. So I'll start out by go ahead and using the courthouse ability to get myself a servant. I'm gonna go ahead and spend a resource on the Sippy to get a cohort, and I will go with the right one. And then I will spend 3 resources to finish off the wall and get myself a civilian along with a cohort to fill in, which I'll go with the left one. So now I'm sitting at 4 at each cohort. So while I'm thinking of it, I'll go ahead and spend 2 civilians and a servant to build the medium precinct. I will get some discipline from that, which does get me a builder. I also get my resource production, which is important, and then of course my resource. I will spend a resource to get this number 6 good. That's my 3rd unique, but I still only get 1 renown. And then I'll go ahead and spend 2 builders on the 2 builders to start filling in the temple. Now it'll get me a little bit of piety, which does get me a servant. I will spend this civilian over here to get myself a little bit more discipline, and then I can use the courthouse ability twice to basically get myself an extra servant. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little crazy. Spend a soldier, a servant, and 2 resources to get a diplomat, so I'll get a little bit of valor, along with 2 favors, and I'm gonna go with the right. I'll leave that as kind of my weaker side and try to get, well, I guess I can't get any more cohorts, so I'm just gonna have favors there. I'll have that favor and maybe 1 more favor there. Well, I can spend this soldier to do some scouting, and with my scouting form, I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 along the bottom to get myself 2 resources along with a renown, or not a renown, a valor for completing that row. And now I have enough resources to spend a soldier, a servant, and 2 resources to get a diplomat. And at this point, I'll go with the center. I'll get another valor, which does get me another soldier. And I get 2 favors, and I will go with the center cohort. I will then spend the servant and the builder to start filling up this temple some more. That will get me a little bit more piety. Oh no, am I gonna be... Maybe instead of a builder, I would have used a soldier. So I have 2 builders left. Because then I can use 2 builders in a form for year 6 to get myself a civilian. Use that civilian over here to get some more piety, but mainly to get me to 6 on here. So then I can use, yeah, that's unfortunate. I think I'm just gonna be 1 spot short of filling this. There's nothing else I can do. I can use a soldier there to fill in that, but then I still need something else. I have a singular resource left. Can't do, oh, I guess I could get another item from the market. So maybe I'll do that. Because I don't think that's limited to once per year. So I'll go ahead and do that just from the deck. I got another item number 2, fun stuff. And yeah, with that, that is the end of year 6. 11 picks are gonna be attacking. Okay, 11 picks are gonna be attacking. I have 4, 4, and 4, but I have a favor that can go anywhere, and 2 favors to the right, 2 favors to the center. So as long as they don't go crazy on the left, I'll be okay. So we got right, center, center. Okay, let's see, like 2 lefts now maybe? Okay, no. Right, a center. Pretty good so far. Okay, so we're maxed out in the center. First is hitting the left, second hitting the left. Okay, the right is also maxed out. I haven't used any favors yet at this point though. And this is the last card. So it hit left. I didn't have to use any favors, did I? Not bad. So no disdain for me. I will be getting some more valor, 4 specifically, 1, 2, 3, 4. And with that, let's go ahead and tally up what I got. So for renown, I got myself 10 piety. I got 8 for valor. I got 16, and for discipline, I got 13. So let's see what I got for my path cards. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I only got 11. So not great, but also not the worst. Yeah, could have been better, could have been worse, I guess. I didn't lose any points for my disdain, so let's see what I got. So I got 10 plus 8 plus 16 plus 13 plus 11. Leaves me with 58. I think I only needed 50, right? I needed no disdain for the goal and 50 plus victory points for the challenge. So I think that's a win. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, a like would be greatly appreciated. I'll be back next time doing the final fort in this series, so subscribe if you want to catch that. And if you want to see one of my recent videos, click up there in the top right corner of the screen.